7% of all high school athletes go on to play in college. As proud members of the 93% that didn't, this is Frat Leads.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 9. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably noticed Hayden looks a little bit different this week. He got a haircut. Yeah. Actually, that's just our expert food, expert ball knower, not an expert in anything. That's just Malachi Brown. So Malachi's going to be taking over for Hayden this week as Hayden goes and drinks on a boat, because what else would he be doing? So
well-deserved vacation time from Hayden.
Well-deserved. He's got it. I mean, after carrying the facts of the show, fun fact of the day, he had to get vacation somehow. So today we're going to go over pretty much hop right into the NBA, go over some MLB, and then UFC, huge card this weekend. Cini has been doing all the research you need, so stick around for that. Might as well parlay his picks. The dude is good at parlaying UFC fights.
And it is June 30th at 6:16 p.m. We have Bollinger and Malachi live with Woj's tweet notifications on. So anything that happens in free agency will be updated as we go. We also have a little MLB talk, the usual rakes and takes, and Malachi is going to give a little run through of the MLB All-Star voting when we get there. But I think what we should start off at is the biggest story of the day, and I know there was a lot of it. KD has requested a trade from the Nets, and one of the landing spots that he wants to go to is Miami. With Malachi being a big Miami fan, Malachi, what are we thinking over there?
Oh man, hey. This is just like when LeBron came to Miami. This is going to change things. I'm looking for 2 more rings from him. I'm not gonna lie, I need it.
So you were telling me earlier how Bam is literally untradeable. Can you explain that a little further?
Somebody put out there's some type of clause between the two. Like they're all on some type of random contract to where they can't be traded unless they're traded for each other. I don't really know what that means, but the NBA world has said that they cannot be traded unless they're traded for each other.
So who is the other player traded for each other?
Yeah.
So no, Bam has to be traded for Ben. That's the
Ben Simmons.
Those two can be. Yeah, Ben Simmons. Yeah.
Were they in the same draft or something?
I don't know.
Wait, why is Ben Simmons all of a sudden? So.
Because it's for the team. So whatever way they do it, if the deal comes with and they want Bam, they have to put Ben Simmons in the deal.
It's got to be something. Well, that's just got to be like matching up contracts.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's something. But it said it specifically what their contract is. I just can't remember what the word they used for it.
That's interesting.
Oh, I thought you were physically saying in the contract it was like if Bam gets traded to Brooklyn at any time, like Ben Simmons has to be going to Miami.
Oh, no. They have specific contracts that makes it that way. Yeah.
Okay. I was sitting here. I was like, when have they been able to do that?
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I was like, why is all of a sudden Ben Simmons Ben Simmons has to go? Okay, that makes more sense. So who would you trade for KD? Who'd you trade? Because I don't think who would they want? Tyler Hero?
He has 4 years on his contract, so we're giving up at least 3. That's his future, our future. So I mean, that's fair trade off. The money though, the only contracts that we have that I would want to give up is Lowry and Duncan Robinson. Those 2 can go for him. But the thing is they probably won't want those 2. So
yeah, wait, I was gonna say you're trading Lowry and 3 picks for KD. Hero's got to go in.
Adds up for that.
And they still have Kyrie, so it's like, are they going to play the 2 small guards? What are they going to do there?
That's what I'm saying. But that's the only way. I don't really see like the money adding up from our standpoint and who they would want, because they still want something. Like don't really know who that would fit.
You understand you would have to give up Tyler Hero, right?
100%.
Well, he's still in his rookie contract.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to throw him in. You're getting KD.
But I don't know if they even want Tyler Hero. He also is on an expiring contract.
So you don't know if they
Oh, I
want
did
Tyler
like that.
Hero.
That's what I'm saying.
It
He's on
could
a
be
1-year deal.
sign
If
and
he's on,
trade type scenario, maybe.
they
Give him an
do have to
extension.
extend him if they do want him. Yeah, they do have to extend him if they want him.
Who wants
they
to
want
who
Hero
wants
right
to
now.
sign in Brooklyn right now with everything going on? Because a very reliable source, Stephen A.
know.
Smith, tweeted not too long ago. Let me read this off. Where was he at? Kyrie Irving. Windhorse ESPN says the Lakers could make a play for both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
It has been floated to me that the Lakers would potentially have a package that you could trade for both of them. Now, I have that's got to include Russ and AD. It has to, right?
Has to.
It had, yeah.
That's bare minimum.
That's legit GM kicking in right there.
Stephen A says Kyrie Irving is telling everybody he plans on going to LA, meaning that the Lakers as soon as he possibly can. I don't know, man.
Why didn't he just opt out then?
Things are shaking up in the NBA. Maybe he wanted to guarantee himself some money in a sign and trade type scenario. His contract for Westbrook's contract.
So are we already putting another asterisk next to a potential LeBron ring if he gets KD and Kyrie to come to LA?
I think we put the asterisk beside the entire NBA. Because if that seriously, every title from here on out until like 2030, what is going on with the moves people? Loyalty means nothing anymore. It's nothing. It's all business. I think the players are just realizing they've just been like the amount of people that have just been dealt after like doing something for their city or the business moves that the GMs make. Maybe the players, the NBA Players Association has came together and they're like, hey, what if we take the business side of this and start screwing over franchises? James Harden's done it twice. Ben Simmons,
free agent James Harden, right? James Harden's free agent, isn't he?
He said, I think he's structuring his contract. So I think he's structuring his contract, taking less money so that the Sixers can build something better. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, James Harden all of a sudden wanting to take less money, it's not like the man right now. After I've seen he's hitting strip clubs 24/7. So
dude, has he made a conference finals? Or he's made a couple. He's made a couple.
Well, he went to the finals. He went to the finals with the
with KD back in 2012. Yeah.
He was sixth man.
But to get my point across is the only thing that he needs left is a ring. He's without a doubt a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best scorers of all time to ever play the game. It's just the last thing he has to check off, and he's getting to the end of his career. All he needs is that ring.
There's a lot of people trying to check that off.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, Lou Dort just gets that 5-year, $87.5 million deal from OKC.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anthony Simmons just caught 4-year, $100 million with Portland.
Yeah.
Bro, the NBA is stupid. You can make so much money for being a freaking bench player in the NBA. You can be the 7th man and you can cash out for $80 million.
No, see, was Lou Dort a free agent or was it an extension?
That had no extension.
No, it was because it says to stay with Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
OKC.
He must have been restricted. He must have been restricted.
Much money. Yeah, committing that much money to Lou Dort when you just started the rebuild, which I thought the draft was pretty good for them, and but now committing to Lou Dort.
It's hard to have a bad draft with as many first-round picks as the Thunder have.
Lou Dort's just going to be the guy that they're going to send out there to just kind of get beat around for like 4 years. Like he's not really going to be like a part of the winning team. He's just like the guy they're committing that's kind of entertaining to be on the really bad team.
Dude, I love when he plays well, though. His name is so fun to say.
Lou Dort? Yeah.
Lou Dort.
What else has happened today in the
Brunson has said he's going to sign with the Knicks, or at least the Mavs have been informed. But he could be pulling the DeAndre Jordan effect.
That
He'll
would be
pulling
funny.
that where he commits to a team and then pulls out last minute. That was funny.
That was
Also-
we had Bradley Beal signed a big extension in Washington.
He got his
Yeah,
super max.
he doesn't
for
want to
him.
win.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Half the
Yeah.
bag doesn't want to win.
Yeah, I
Nick
agree.
Batum has signed a 2-year deal with the Clippers, a 2-year extension.
Yeah, saw that one.
Yeah, I just got the Lou Dort notification. I'm seeing Tyus Jones staying in Memphis. Big pickup. Daniel House signed with the 76ers.
Also, the Brunson one, that deal came before 6 o'clock. They were saying they agreed to it. Miami Heat lost the second round pick because of tampering last year, so I don't know how this doesn't lose a second round pick this year. Just gonna say that. It's kind of crazy.
Well, then stop cheating. I think it's kind of that simple.
I'm sorry Lowry just knew he wanted. I mean Brunson, that should be tampering too. The law should be put down. The hammer should be put down.
I'm gonna stand with the Knicks here and say it's okay.
Oh, I just saw something. Bobby Portis 4-year extension.
No!
Got his bag.
Bobby
Portis got
Bucks.
4-year, $49 million with the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, DeJounte Murray trade for Danilo Gallinari. They're expecting to waive Gallinari, and he will be a free agent. So a lot of stuff is already going on. Like Woj is just having banger after banger.
I did
this man.
So Jaren Jackson Jr. just got knee surgery today. He's out 4 to 6 months, and I had talked myself into Bobby Portis. I'm not gonna lie, I had really talked myself into Bobby Portis being like the guy to step in. Still have Brandon Clark off the bench, so that's tough. I thought he was still out there. I'm not gonna lie, but Tyus Jones coming back is huge. So I can, as a Grizzlies fan, I can live with it because Tyus, especially when Ja was out, kind of kept us alive.
I've got my mind set that it's going to be LeBron, Kyrie, and KD next year, and I'm really excited over here, man. I'm excited over here.
Does Adam Silver pull a Davis third and just deny it?
No,
like he did.
No way.
Chris Paul?
No way.
It's still like that's not guaranteeing a chip. If you look at that, the KD, Kyrie, and LeBron. I'm gonna keep it real. There will not be another player on that team we've probably ever heard of. Veteran minimum contracts. Probably
no, it'll all be guys that you didn't know were still in the league.
Yeah, it's gonna be guys like DeAndre Jordan, Andre Drummond, people like that'll still make an impact. Don't get me wrong, but veteran minimum contracts for sure. Or just straight up young guys that would probably be in the G League on all the other organizations, but for the Lakers, I don't know, man. It's the Lakers. They got bread. It's LA. They do what they want.
What was his name? T.H. Thornton or
Talon Horton Tucker?
Yeah, Talon Horton. He was supposed to be a big prospect, and he didn't
remember
have a good year.
remember when they talked the league into thinking that he was gonna be the next top 10 player in the NBA.
Dude, okay. He had flashes. He had flashes his rookie year that he looked like he was going to be great.
It was complete GM. LeBron was tweeting and talking about THC he was the next great thing, trying to get that trade value up.
Yeah. That's what he does, man. The LeBron effect. I don't know, man. Really I'm thinking about the KD, Kyrie, LeBron trifecta. That's filthy. That could arguably be the greatest big three of all time without even touching the court.
Yeah.
Balder, you look scared out there. You look scared over there. You don't like thinking about it. You don't like it.
I'm not afraid of the Lakers because the Grizzlies won this year because we were so deep, and we would just have to you got to hold those 3 guys to less than 80 points and then just hope the other dudes don't score 30. So that's just going to have to be your strategy against them. That happens.
The Grizzlies have a great chemistry.
They can do that.
and it's just straight what they built and what they've added, pieces they've added. They don't need to ruin
Just
that.
dog. It's just a dog.
But
like it's the dog in them.
LeBron buys his team, man. It's
Yeah.
what he does. You think he's going to hesitate to ship off Westbrook and AD? No. LeBron don't care. LeBron
Dude.
would trade it. LeBron would trade his son in a,
Would
in a
AD
heartbeat.
be the best player LeBron's ever traded?
Let me think. Yeah,
I think so.
he
Yeah.
would.
I mean, you could put Kyrie like at that time.
We had traded away. Yeah,
Kyrie requested a trade though.
Yeah, but like
was true.
That wasn't like
it was
LeBron
like it
dished
was
him
a,
out.
but like LeBron, like there was definitely like if LeBron wanted Kyrie to stay, he would have stayed.
No, I don't know.
That's
man.
true. I think
I,
LeBron knew he was
everyone
leaving
wanted
too. Though.
everyone wanted Kyrie to
Yeah.
stay, but Kyrie was mad that he was the second option.
Which
That's
makes
true.
no sense because he asked for LeBron to like be there. But
Yeah. I don't know.
Kyrie also thinks the world's flat. So we're like really can't take this man's word for like anything.
My hopes are getting up because I saw ESPN market it, and now it's like all that I'm gonna think. I'm gonna get shattered because KD deep down probably hates Kyrie, and they probably just aren't gonna end up playing with each other. They're both gonna go separate ways. The Nets are gonna
Then-
tank, and
What does this do for KD's legacy if he goes to what's it do for KD's legacy if he goes to the Lakers? Because I feel like it's already such a tarnished legacy if he can only win with like all these super teams. He like needs all these great players, goes to Brooklyn, the guys don't play, he ships himself off. He's got to go now to LA. Let's say he goes there. If they don't win anything, or even if they do, like it doesn't help him either way. They're either going to say he's a fraud or he's a fraud. Like no matter what he does.
it'll I don't know. If they win, it'll still be like people
He
will
needs
look
a
at
super
LeBron,
team.
not just KD. People will look at LeBron too and be like, "Bro, what are you like? What the hell?" Like it's a
Yeah.
kind of a bad
Yeah.
look for both of them. But at the end of the day, it's like, who cares? They're winning. Like as much
Yeah.
as
That's all I
we
want.
want to say there's an asterisk beside it, there's not an asterisk beside it ever. Like it'll never be there.
The bubble.
It's still a championship. There's still a ring on his finger. Like it does.
The entire hotel was buying $20 Jimmy Butler coffee. And you want to say there wasn't an asterisk next to that?
Does he have a ring? Will that championship go down in books? Are you saying LeBron only has 3 rings? Are you being that guy?
I'm not gonna lie. I love the bubble. I love the bubble because it gave that. Yeah, there were no fans, but
There was no
Gym
home court
was getting
advantage.
buckets. Like either you stop them or you don't. You got to get buckets or you don't. Like,
There was no home court advantage.
Everyone was just smoking weed and just
No home court advantage.
hey, that's almost legal everywhere.
TJ
That's almost
Warren.
legal everywhere.
TJ Warren was amazing. TJ
We
Warren
will
was already
always
the best
have-
player of the league for 3 weeks. We had Russell
wow.
Westbrook absolutely ripping infant children's asses.
No.
What do you mean the bubble didn't count? The bubble might have been the greatest thing to ever happen to the NBA.
Bubble's the wildest thing to ever happen in the NBA. That's for sure.
Should we be thanking Rudy Gobert? Should we be thanking Rudy Gobert?
Well,
Okay, no, that man was a menace. That man was a menace when he did that.
That's what we also got the prequel to the Suns. That's when they went 7-0 and still couldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
We got Volkanovski and Max Holloway getting into it in their press conference. I love it, dude. That's gonna be such a good fight. It's the trilogy. Oh man, I'm so pumped for it. We got any Woj updates? Any Woj updates?
No,
No
Woj been
Woj.
slow in the last 10 minutes. Not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, like guys, I guess guys who are playing it by the rules have just had 34 minutes to talk to teams.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like it really shouldn't have people like agreeing this fast. Like that's a little like there's no way they called you up and were like, "Yo, you want this?" And they're like, "Yeah."
He's
Like,
yeah,
They ain't just agree at like 6:03, just like off a phone call. We will head into a little MLB action. I feel like we haven't.
Yeah. If you get a Woj update or you check your phone, just shout it out. Let's just keep it rolling like that. We can bounce around.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right.
Got to. I mean, I feel like the MLB sucks right now because like money is just winning everything.
It does suck. That's what I complain about that all the time, but I mean, I'm just like a broken record at this point. I cry about money all the time because my poverty franchise just literally has a AAA team out there on a nightly basis. It's just sad. Hunter Green has not looked good his last few starts. The Reds are depressing to watch, man. It's sad.
And then there's Malachi, who
as a fan on the side of money wins. I'm loving it right now.
Money does win, and that's why on the basketball take, I'm rooting for the Lakers because as a LeBron guy, it's the only championship I get other than the Buckeyes football. That's all that's the only competition I get. Let's be real, the Cavs probably aren't gonna win one.
Money wins if you are healthy. I'm not gonna lie.
And AD does not help with that case.
Yeah, see?
AD for KD, get it going.
AD for KD.
Would you do straight up AD KD? I know we just jumped to.
I don't think the Nets would. There's no way, but
I don't think they would either.
I mean, what else? What do you? Okay, that's before we get to the NBA. Let's be realistic of what the Lakers could offer. AD, Westbrook, probably THT, and next year's first for Kyrie and KD.
I think you still gotta put at least 2 first round in there. I'd put 2 first.
Yeah, for Kyrie and KD.
Honestly, just
Kyrie's
put
guaranteed
AD
money.
and Russ, put KD and Kyrie, and give me 3 first. I'd do it if I was in that. Because like, if I'm giving you KD for 4 years, you got to give me your 4 years of picks. Y'all keep like making like runs. Like
you're getting AD, who's younger than both of them, and Westbrook. I don't know what else I can say with Westbrook, but you got to. Or is this maybe it's Ben Simmons' chance to be a star? Maybe.
What if
you can say that with a straight face?
What if the Lakers like trade for Simmons? Like they just everyone gets to know it. They just shock the world and trade for Ben Simmons. Trade LeBron for Simmons. LeBron goes to the Nets. That would be insane. If LeBron went back to the East, that would be an asterisk.
I just want to know what Skip Bayless is saying right now.
If that happens,
Skip Bayless is lovely, dude. He is lovely. That man makes money off of just using that man's LeBron's name. Like,
dude, he's been calling everyone out lately. I mean, he has been shredding people. He's going after Woj, and he's going after or not Woj. He's going after Westbrook and Draymond. Good for him. Good for Skip. All right, now we can
Did
get
you see
MLB,
he was?
I think.
Well, last thing. Did you see Skip was hanging out with? He and his wife went to dinner at Lil Wayne's house last night.
Yeah, I was like, what does Lil Wayne want to do with Skip Bayless? Like what?
Like I have.
He looks the most awkward person. Like looks like
Skip Bayless on Lil Wayne.
No, Skip Bayless
and the F is for forgiveness.
Yeah, so Skip Bayless just going to dinner with his wife with Lil Wayne just is never something I thought I ever needed to like witness in my life. Like I never saw that as a possibility. Like that's one of those, like when celebrities meet up and you're like, I don't think that ever needed to happen. Like that was one of the things where it's like, if someone was like, yo, would you want Skip Bayless and Lil Wayne to hang out? I'd be like, not really. Like I don't think they should.
Yeah.
Is this the same wife? Is this the same wife where Skip was like, listen, you will never come before my job? Like, is this the same woman?
Oh, I forgot he said.
Yeah, because Skip Bayless
gotta
was
be.
I was born. Oh, yeah, dude. Skip Bayless went in about why he'll never his one true love is his work, and he's like, it's like my wife. He was like, I was fair to her, and I let her know my work is my number one priority. Like he was like, he just admitted it. Like he was just like, screw it. But that's why nope. I didn't think he was married.
He's making the bread. Oh, big news in the NBA though. Oladipo 1-year deal back to the Heat. So that's good news.
For him. Good for him.
Yeah.
I hope they utilize him more. They started to get him going in the playoffs. Like he could.
Well, he was injured, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, for the majority of the season. But playoffs, he came back. But by the time playoffs started, though, like we can't just insert him like straight into it. We had to like move him along and then give him a little more minutes. But honestly, though, he could start. Well, depending on how if we don't pick up anything else, he could be getting starting minutes. Not gonna lie.
Even if he's running with the second team, though, dude. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I think I'd prefer him running with the second team.
Dude, they were onto something with him coming off the bench there.
Yeah, we were.
When the subs come in, he's obviously the best player on the court. He just needs to get back into his flow, dude. When he gets his shot back, which I'm assuming it probably is in the offseason if he's working, unlike AD.
Yeah.
But who hasn't shot a ball since like March.
Does that take his
how you a basketball
down?
player ain't even touch a ball? Like
yes, it takes his trade value down.
Got him.
How are you even gonna why would you even say that?
Like, dude, yeah,
I should probably look into the context before I like put my opinion out on it. But like, how do you just
No, it was literally like that. There was no context. This guy asked him. It was like for a YouTube video, and he was like, "Yo, like, you want to take a shot?" And he was like, "I actually haven't shot a ball since April 7th or whatever." He was like, "Huh, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I haven't shot a ball." Like there was no like saving context. Like the context makes it worse. Like he was just straight up about not shooting a basketball for 2 months.
It's not like
that's what I say when I know I'm about to airball in an open gym, and I know my game ain't gonna be up to that. Like I ain't shot a ball in a couple months. Like give me that's what I say when I say that. Like,
you're about to miss this shot.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. That's
Let's. I guess a little bit of MLB. Something I'm just gonna like. It's my rake, but like I want to talk about this. MLB All Stars were announced today.
No.
And not only did Fernando Tatis, first off, the fans have no right to be voting on the MLB All-Star game. Like, it is disgusting how poorly the fans vote in the All-Star game. Ronald Acuna has played literally like half the games, has 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, and is an All-Star starter.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Fernando Tatis finished 5th in All-Star votes for shortstops. He hasn't played yet.
I like.
I don't get why don't they do it like the NFL? NFL, they say fans are voting, but we all know they are not letting the fans vote. They all take control of that. Like I don't know why the MLB.
Well, it should be 50-50. It should be 50-50. If you want the fans to have an opinion, make them be like the 50-50, like then the other coaches, like they select. But there is in no way a reason, like that year when the Royals had literally 7 of 9 starters in the All-Star game were the Royals. Those are the situations where you're like, this game is an absolute joke. And this game used to decide who had home field advantage in the World Series. And then they sent out the entire Kansas City Royals lineup. Like, could you imagine if you're like the Yankees or something and like you're competing and you're like, when we get to the World Series against the Dodgers this year, like we want home field advantage. And then they were like, great news. The White Sox entire starting 9 won. So you guys are getting decided pretty much by the White Sox for the first 3 innings.
It's gonna be
that is a horrible place to. That is a horrible position to be in. The fans should never be allowed to vote for anything. That's
we're just speaking in general, right? Or this wasn't your rake or take?
Yeah, no, I'm just speaking in general.
Okay. While we're on the topic, I'm going to mention my rake, which is actually the Toronto Blue Jays fans. Congratulations to Canada and more specifically the Toronto Blue Jays because you guys did it. I mean, Kirk, well-deserved. Vlad Guerrero Jr. could be having a better season. I mean, it's okay. Yeah. He's going to be skipping the home run derby. Nobody likes to see that. Santiago Espinal at second base. That's
his rookie's second baseman at second base.
And then in the NL, it's Ozzie Albies, who has not had a great season at all. And he also has a foot fracture. Like, what? Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Shortstop, Bo Bichette. Third base is no Blue Jay, and the outfield includes George Springer and then Gurriel Jr. Not 7 of the 9 positions are Blue Jays, and I'm gonna assume that the starting pitcher is like Alex Manoah, probably Barrios. Like it's just shout out the Blue Jays and all of Canada. You guys killed it this year.
They really did. They really did.
Let me see who is the starter.
I don't know if they've done pitchers yet.
Yeah, they haven't announced them.
I think. Do the fans don't pick the pitchers, right?
Well, they pick the top 5, and then I think they decide on who starts the coach.
The fans are losing their privilege for everything out here.
It's like when they used to. It's like the Pro Bowl. Like when like the Pro Bowl, like that used to be a big thing in Hall of Fame talk was how many Pro Bowls you made it to. But like if the fans didn't like you, or if you had like one dirty play like that year, like no one would vote for you. Like that's the stuff where it's like, why are we actually listening to the fans? We don't.
And that's the other thing, dude. Is like players. This is like what you build your resume off of, and like so this is taking shine away from some of these players in order for long term to maybe get into the Hall of Fame one day. It's just.
It's also some guys on social media. Like some guys will have a bigger presence than others, and it's like. And they'll get some random people that don't even watch the game and just vote for them. And it's like how?
Just like people, like the casual fans that just know a few people, but then like, especially like the Yankees, like have a bigger Twitter following than like the Orioles. So like when the Yankees tweet out a link and they're like, vote for every Yankee on this link, and then Toronto has all of Canada. Like if they just send that out, all of Canada's gonna be like, okay, I'll take 2 seconds to vote every freaking Blue Jay to be a starter in the All-Star game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, but that actually is like my take.
What's up?
What are you saying?
I'm gonna do my rake. For my rake, there's a shout out to my fantasy baseball team. You know, I had to do it. The New Orleans Taters in 3rd place right now. Should be in first, not gonna lie, but Nick Pivetta. Oh, the man is shoving. But that's not only why I'm saying that.
He is shoving.
He had the balls to stand up to Vlad Jr. Also, Vlad Jr. is also on my team. So if team morale wants to pick it up, they got to come together.
Why is this a rake then? What?
Well, because Nick Pivetta is shoving. And if he got the balls to stand up to Vlad, then I love it.
It's team morale. It's team morale. He's
getting it's like in the locker room. You know, the 2012 season when the Heat had the team locker room meeting, then they went on a run. It's like that. We had a team meeting. You know, we got to get it into motion. So that's what I love. That's what I love. And
you know, Vlad would beat his ass, right?
Yeah, I'm happy Springer held him back because it would have lost me a pitcher. Not gonna lie, that cannot be good.
In the batter because he would have gotten suspended.
Yeah,
dude. That's also what I was thinking because J-Rod also got a suspension. Half my team gets suspended for fighting. Not gonna lie, like
you got a bunch of dogs. You got a bunch of dogs on your squad, bro.
Nah, that's what we call thugs.
hey, if it wins, it wins, baby. I love it. Like
the Nolans Taters. The Nolans Taters are a bunch of thugs.
Yeah.
Nolans Taters, man.
Zach, you got a rake?
Another rake?
No, hit me with it.
Oh,
hit me with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, hit me up.
Yordan Alvarez. He's raking, and he killed the Mets constantly. Not gonna lie, I never wish injury upon a man. But when he collided with Jeremy Pena, oh my God, just weight lifted off my head. Oh my God. It's like he's not gonna hit another home run. It was 0-0.
It was concussion? Is he concussed?
I think he might be. I don't know what he had.
I'm pretty sure it was a concussion. I think he's okay, thank God, because he's making a great case for AL MVP right now. And also, did the Mets lose that game?
Yeah, we did to Jason Castro. 2-1 bomb in the bottom.
I forgot Jason Castro went yardo.
Yeah, I was about to say, like you just said, you a bunch of weight lifted off your shoulders. I'm pretty sure it was a 2-run bomb the next inning.
Oh well, again, only for like 5 minutes. Yeah, and then hit that bomb.
It's like that ignited the team. It's like, oh shit, our 2 best players just got hurt. Here we go.
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, my rake. Well, it was gonna be the Baltimore Orioles, but then we lost 2 of 3 to the Seattle Mariners. So I'm gonna go specifically Ryan Mountcastle and Adley Rutschman because the two guys just hit nothing but doubles. They are tied for second in the AL with 11 doubles since June 10th. Very specific time frame, but that's kind of when we turned it on. So Jose Ramirez, shout out, also on my team. He's balling as well. He has 12. He's got the leader. And then my last shout out is to Brian Reynolds for hitting 3 home runs on my bench yesterday. Literally minutes before the game, I caught it and was like, oh, crap. Reynolds is in instead of Tucker. Let's switch those two. Tucker gets -1. Reynolds goes off for 20. Just a brutal day for that.
Let's keep in mind, no, you're not sharing the full story. So you're playing me in fantasy. Kyle Tucker, what did he have the night before? 12 on your bench?
Yeah.
And then Brian Reynolds had like -1 or something. And then you flopped him, and Reynolds dropped a 20 bomb.
Like, it's
Tucker
ridiculous.
Got -1. That was
I would
funny.
have been within like 60.
I
also haven't had a pitcher. For anyone who's listening to that, like, damn, Bollinger's down 60 would be good. I haven't had a pitcher go.
He's actually down 80.
I have 5 pitchers going tomorrow, so like that's
scared.
the big catch-up day. That's what we got to bring it. We got to bring it within.
You're either losing or you're winning tomorrow.
Yes,
so
exactly. Like tomorrow's the
terrified.
day. Tomorrow, if I can bring it within, like, get it within 10 tomorrow, like, I'm feeling so good for the stretch run. If we don't, like, that's it. Like that's all my players. Like, that's my biggest hope tomorrow.
How's the Adley tracker?
Oh, it's true.
Adley, ever since I called Adley a bust or was questioning him being a bust, how is he doing ever since that I said that? Because that was right around June 10th.
Yeah, we are at 13 for 37, 351. Yeah, it's been 10 games. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 3 walks.
Oh, okay.
Right. Do you want me? Should I apologize, or will that lift the curse?
No, I think. I was gonna say. I think it's just gotta keep the doubt.
Yeah,
just
okay.
Keep it going.
I won't apologize then.
Yeah, the O's. So, what are you guys' takes? Who's playing bad baseball? What's bad for baseball right now?
The Yankees spending $250 million this year and going 16 straight innings without a hit. That's what's bad for baseball. You want to? The Yankees are my take this week. The Yankees are my take this week. I don't care. I don't care if they're the best team in baseball. I don't care. I don't care if they might beat the Mariners' record for most wins in the regular season. I don't care about any of that. You want to spend $250 million? You shouldn't even. Okay. I might make an exception if they would have got no hit by Verlander, but no, it was like their number 3. I'm sorry, there's no excuse, Yankees fans.
We will always have, no matter what the Yankees do this year, we will always have June 25th where they got no hit.
Yeah, always. And then I was heartbroken the next day that they came back and won because
16 straight innings.
I really, there for a second, I thought they were going to go back-to-back games with the no-hit. I really thought it was going to happen, and I would have been obnoxious if that shit happened.
Let's Patty Mills to the Brooklyn Nets. So let's talk about this real quick. I have a question. Let's say the New York Yankees will have got no hit back-to-back games. Do you think you can still be eligible for the World Series or the playoffs? Like, as a team, if you go back-to-back games of getting no hit, I think there has to be some rule somewhere where it's like in the NCAA where they give you a postseason ban for cheating. Like, it's a 2-year postseason ban of, like, no matter what you do, like, you are not in the playoffs.
You know where I stand on this.
Like that's a terrible team right there. You can't get a hit in 2 games. Like
16 straight innings. They almost had it.
They really did.
That's two off of 2 straight, like, complete games. That's even 16. I gotta think. I feel like that's got to be at least 1-year ban.
They should have had a ban already. You know, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, it also takes.
Yeah.
you got to take into account the payroll too. Like for them to be spending that much and go 16 innings without a hit, like that, like straight to jail. Like everyone should be like they shouldn't get paid for those games. If you get paid that much money and you don't get a hit, you should not be paid for that game.
So we're saying after the Aaron Judge got paid, he fell off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then there was
he's worth so much more. He is worth so much more.
Yeah.
So he'll still enter free agency at the end of the year, right?
Yeah, unless the Yankees sign him beforehand.
Yeah. So they just met in the
Someone's
middle.
gonna fall in love with him.
Dude, he's worth. I don't have any say in this because it's not like the Reds are going to sign him, but someone's going to get him.
Yeah, we're probably going to deny.
He's going to look great in a Dodgers or Padres or Angels uniform. I don't know.
Mets.
Yeah, maybe he stays in New York. Maybe he's got a comfy home.
When the Mets get Juan Soto next year, it's all coming together.
How are you going to get Juan Soto? He's on like a 15-year contract.
No, not yet.
No, he's not. No, isn't it?
I thought he signed like a 10-year.
No, he denied that from the Nationals. They had like a $300 million offer on him. He denied that.
He's asking for Trout money.
What Harper signed?
Yeah.
He was
Harper was
13 years. 13 years.
Oh, I think that's who I'm thinking of then. That must be who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was bad. And then we had the wait, see, did you do your take yet?
Yeah, it was the Yankees. No hit.
Oh yeah, there we go. No, I was gonna say about the Jesse Winker. We had take on the entire who did he fight? The Angels? Yeah.
Angels.
The Angels, yeah.
What
Archie Bradley got hurt, the pitcher.
It was one of the rare MLB fights where there was actually a few punches thrown, which is always nice to see because I feel like as a bullpen guy, like you like to see that because you feel like you ran down there for a reason. When you run down there and they're all just like screaming at each other, that's so demoralizing. So like if you get down there and there are active punches being thrown, that's got to feel good because you're like, okay, like we're seeing some action for the first time in a while.
Well, now you got to think. You got to think, who am I spearing if you actually see pitches being thrown? Because then you're like, all right, I'm coming from a distance. I might as well take somebody out like Ray Lewis style.
But you got to take into, where, it all depends on ballpark. How far have you run from the bullpen? Like if you're like at Tropicana Field and you're on the field, like just down the line, like you got stamina to throw a few haymakers of your own. If your Camden Yards is 410 feet away and you got to like, especially if you're on the away, you got to run down a hill just to get there. And like, that's like close.
I hate to interrupt, but pray for your loved ones real quick. Nick Castellanos just went yard.
Oh, Jesus.
Just check on your loved ones.
Everyone text someone you love.
Go to your family group chats and just ask if everyone's all right. just make sure. Continue though. My bad.
Just hit roll. Just send in roll call. You just gotta be like, yo, roll call. Everyone's still kicking.
You're like, John, you better answer.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's good to see a few punches thrown every once in a while in the MLB, which, I mean, we'll keep the fighting to the UFC guys, which, boom, segue. That's why I do this. UFC, Jake Mancini has studied so you don't have to. Dude knows fighting. Dude has looked into all these fights. And we're just going to go through them, and he's going to give his thoughts. He's going to give his research. What he's been cooking up in the lab for a few hours.
There's a lot to talk about, man. I have not seen a fight card this loaded in a long time. And the main card is amazing. I'm really upset the Miesha Tate fight got canceled. But I mean, it's not like there's not anything to make up for it here. There's a shit ton that we got on the card.
The pay-per-view is as stacked as any pay-per-view I remember. I mean, I think it was you, Mancy, you said it in the group chat, like any of these fights could be a main event at their own weekend.
It's a great a lot of great matchups, man. I mean, the prelims, you got Uriah Hall and Munoz. Like, these would be on the main card in any other. Ian Gary, the future. You got Cowboy out there. It's just
Yeah.
Jalen Turner and Brad Riddell. It's going to be an absolute striking match. It's just awesome, man.
Speaking of Cowboy, that was actually when we should have known Malachi Brown was horrible at gambling, because he spent all day talking about how Cowboy was going to knock out McGregor, and what was it, 45 seconds in, Cowboy gets KO'd. Like,
you know, it's kind of crazy because that was the first UFC fight like I actually like watched, and I was like, well, UFC sucks. And motherfuckers be getting knocked out in like 20 seconds all the time. I'm like, what was the point of that? Like,
yeah, no, when the quick fights are cool if you see a dope knockout, but if it's just like you waited all night for, like, especially if it's a main event, like if you get just like KO'd immediately, you're like, we stayed up and paid for this. So like you got to have like a cool knockout, but in like the third round. That's like ideal.
yeah.
All right, so let's start.
You guys, let's start the prelims.
All right, I got the what fight you want to go over?
Let's start with Duplessis and Brad Tavares. Duplessis, I've heard it both ways. I'm not sure if either one's correct, but 185 matchup. They're both 6'1". I like Duplessis in this. It's another one. This is one of the closest ones. I'm really excited. I'm taking Duplessis. I bet on Duplessis, and it's the earliest fight of the night. I parlayed them in a couple, and if Duplessis loses, I'm going to be really upset. Brad Tavares, his last 2 wins have both come against guys that have dropped out of the UFC. I just think Duplessis has looked better recently. Brad Tavares is kind of at that stage where he's on the way out. And the next group of new guys are coming back in the UFC. I think Duplessis continues to look good, and he's going to shine and make his way up towards the top contender. I'm taking Duplessis in this.
Okay.
And that's going to be early 6:30 fight, one of the first ones of the night, if not the first. It is going to be a really good matchup. Like I said, man, if Duplessis, am I right? My night won't be ruined, but I'm going to be really upset if he loses this first one.
So which fights are like, is this what your make or break fights? Because I know you said you have a few where like if they go like
this is one of those. This is one of those where I'm not insanely confident in, but if it hits, I'm looking great because it's kind of just like a parlay booster. Some of the main fights that I just like think absolute locks. Sugar Sean, I think he is just going to take over. I mean, we can get more in depth about him, but like I said, a lot of guys on this card are heavy favorites for a reason. Like Volkanovski, Adesanya, Sugar Sean, they're all pretty heavy favorites, but those are just I think Max before I don't need to get into that. It's just there's a lot of fights where there's heavy favorites. There's a lot of plus money on the table and a lot of chances to win money here. But Duplessis is one of them where the line is a little closer, and he actually started at plus money when the line opened. He was I think he was minus 102 at one point, and he has worked his way all the way up to minus 162. I think is what he's at right now.
How do they change? Like, what changes? Like, that's why I always wonder with Vegas, like changing.
I think Vegas starts seeing where the money is going towards, and maybe like as interviews and press conferences drop, they start to get a look at how they're actually looking.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Who got rattled by smack talk?
Yeah, like who was not mentally there for that. I think I'm really excited to watch Sugar Sean fight. I love Sean O'Malley. I think he's just like a super cool dude, and I love his interviews and stuff. Like, so
he's awesome.
I'm really hoping he pulls out a dub here. Like you said, he's a heavy favorite, but like, especially in betting, like that's like the scary ones because like you kind of write those off. So you hope that like Sugar Sean doesn't come into this fight thinking, okay, this is just like a guy I can beat up, make myself look good, and just keep moving up in the ranks, because like you look away for 1 second, you can get knocked out in this stuff. Like it can change like that.
So you want to get to the next fight, Uriah Hall versus Andre Munoz?
Yeah.
All right. So
So
my take on this, Munoz is another
heavy
big
favorite.
favorite. Yeah,
Heavy favorite.
he hasn't lost a fight since 2016. The reason I think he's so heavily favored is because Uriah Hall is not much of a grappler, and Munoz on the ground is absolutely ridiculous. If it gets to the mat, Munoz will not hesitate to submit him. He's going to look for an armbar, rear naked choke. I just think that's what it's gonna rely on, and I think that's my prediction to what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna turn into a wrestling match, and Munoz is gonna make him submit. I'm taking Munoz in this. Another parlay builder. Not the greatest odds, but if you want to look into taking Munoz by submission, you probably get better odds on that. I'm not big on straight betting in the UFC or doing the prop bets or anything with them, but I know
Props are hard.
it's a really good way to make money if you do a lot of like in-depth research, crunching numbers and stuff. But I like
props
building
like? How many
parlays off
hits?
the UFC.
Like
What are the props
landed
like? How
hits.
many hits? Or
Like knockout in the second round and stuff like that.
okay.
Yeah, you gotta get super specific, but you can win some money. Let's move on to you want to move on to the little bit of a closer matchup with Gary and Green.
Ian Gary versus Gabe Green. Okay, so Ian Gary has got an insane amount of hype behind him. His nickname is the Future. There's a huge height difference where Ian Gary is 6'3", Gabe Green is 5'10". But Gabe Green is getting heavily overlooked in this. Ian Gary has to show up ready to deliver and not let his ego get the best of him. He should win this fight, and he is, I believe, around like minus 180. But I'm pretty sure he's 9-0 right now in the UFC, which is impressive. Hasn't faced the worst amount of opponents, but nothing crazy to look at. Like I said, you just can't overlook Gabe Green because the kid has heart. And in the UFC, dude, it's make
Got
it or
that
break
dog
it.
in him.
It's make it or break it. And Gabe Green is not anything to overlook. Ian Gary should show up and deliver. If he does do that, he will win this fight. I am picking Ian Gary. And I think the Future, because with guys like this, the UFC wants them to win. It's like Ian Gary, McGregor, Sean O'Malley. It's just like all of the guys to find like that next McGregor is what I'm getting at. And when Patty the Batty is another good one to look at. They just got a bunch of young guys that if they can market themselves, this is how you grow the UFC. Like this is how you do it.
They want good fighters who know how to work the mic.
You don't give a guy a nickname like the Future and not have him be a top contender in years coming up, you know? And it's fight like this. It's like a guy nicknamed the Future doesn't overlook fights. You know what I mean? Like he shows up, handles business. That's what I'm expecting him to do.
Yeah, and this is one of those fights where if he does let his guard down and lose, like it can really push that back, like your trajectory. It could be a huge loss for your trajectory. So the biggest thing, like you said, is he's got to come in and like he cannot overlook Green, or he could all of a sudden, this match starts getting deeper into the rounds, and you start asking yourself, you're like, is he the Future? If all it takes is one punch, one round to make him look bad, one slip up, and all of a sudden he goes from someone who everyone's like he's a top contender in the years to come to like, is this guy overhyped? What's the future hold for him? You got to start looking more evenly on your matches.
One of the good points you made was if he does lose a fight like this definitely sets him back. Absolutely, it sets him back. 9-0, nickname the Future. You got to defeat opponents like this, and I'm picking him to show up and deliver. I'm not going to be surprised if he loses. I won't, but I think he's going to show up.
What weight class is the Gary fight?
I want to say, is that 75?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Cowboy. Yeah. You want to talk about some Cowboy?
Yeah, let's get into Cowboy.
Oh,
Cowboy's a big underdog.
Yeah, why is that?
Him and Jim Miller, okay? I'm hearing rumors that Cowboy is going to retire after this fight, regardless of the outcome. Cowboy's a heavy underdog. They're around the same age. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but they fought before. And in the first fight, Cowboy knocked him out with a leg kick. This fight is going to be a toss-up. I mean, it's a really good matchup for each other, but Jim Miller gets gassed. He runs out of gas.
They're both just they have the most experience. Like, this is by far the most experienced fight we have on Saturday.
100%. I mean, I think both fighters are like 40 years old. Jim
Yeah,
Miller,
I was going to say.
Cowboy loves to fight, man, and he's definitely in better shape. Jim Miller will get gassed. If this fight goes like Jim Miller's looking to end this fight in the first or second round.
They've combined have 102 fights between them.
That's probably a record. I'm gonna take a wild guess. That's a record.
That's insane.
This is one of my. I'm not touching this fight. I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I think Cowboy wins. Cowboy is my prediction here as an underdog. I mean,
I'm putting the money on Cowboy again.
He won the first. He won the first round.
So that means that it's not happening.
Hey, times are changing. Yeah, Cowboy's gonna win this shit.
I think Malachi might be onto something here.
That might be Cowboys' downfall. Might be Malachi Brown betting on him.
Hey, I got a parlay for this card too. It's gonna be amazing.
Let's hear it at the end of it.
I was going to say, but do you even want to know what his parlay is? Because if it's the same as yours, that means it's like.
He's got Cowboy in it, so it's already different. I'm not touching Cowboy fight.
Some say this could be the best parlay. This hits.
I am curious. I do want to hear it at the end of the show.
We got Cowboy. We got Sean O'Malley, Robbie Lawler. I don't know how you say that, but Robbie Lawler.
You said it right.
Hollow Hands, Max Holloway. And then Adesanya. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
That's actually, I have the 3 of those 5 are the same, and the other 2 I didn't touch. I didn't touch the Lawler fight. I'm terrified of that fight too. Lawler and Cowboy were my predictions, but I don't want to get in depth about it. It's a 50-50, man.
I've already put it out there. Like, I've already put it in the DraftKings. If people out there want to put $100 on it, you win $2,000. So that's making money right here.
You put $5 on it, didn't you?
Oh, I'm not. I mean, might put $5 on it. We'll see.
We don't unit shame. We don't unit
shame.
Wait.
Wait. You said might put. You haven't put money on it, have you?
Not yet, because don't really know how this is gonna turn out.
Are you waiting for the outcome?
We don't unit shame around here.
Wait, the fights are tonight, right? They're tomorrow, right?
Saturday.
Oh, okay. Good. Almost didn't know. Hey, I put this together like 2 hours ago, not gonna lie.
There you go. Those are the best ones.
Okay, let's move on to the next fight. Turner Riddell.
Brad Riddell, Jalen Turner. This is gonna be another great fight, man. Brad Riddell actually trains with Volkanovski and Izzy Adesanya, so their camp is unreal. It's terrifying, and there's a lot of people. Brad Riddell's a slight underdog, and a lot of people are saying they're going to complete a clean sweep with their camp. I'm taking Jalen Turner, and I'm taking Jalen Turner because this is going to be a striking match. Jalen Turner is 6'3", Brad Riddell is 5'7". Riddell was also knocked out in his last fight. It's always interesting to see how fighters come back after they've been knocked out in their previous fight. And this is going to be a striking match. Riddell is not a grappler, so he's looking to get close, and they're going to throw some punches. Neither one of these guys are wrestlers. They're going to stay on their feet. Like I said, neither one of them are really much grapplers here. Striking match, I'm taking the advantages that Jalen Turner has. I'm going to roll the dice, and I think that this is Jalen Turner's fight to lose. 6'3" with like a 7-inch difference on the reach. I like Jalen Turner here.
Yeah, I feel like reach, especially because they're not grapplers, that's when it's just stand and punch. That's where the reach can really come into effect, because if you're grappling, it can be a disadvantage at times, but when you're just standing and going at each other, having that reach, especially 7, that's huge. We already kind of talked about Sean O'Malley. Anything else you want to add to that?
It's a sugar show, man. Do we need to say anything else? Sean O'Malley has a 5-inch difference in height, 7-inch on its reach. I think it goes the distance. Pedro Munoz is a hard guy to knock out. And I think it's going to go the distance. I don't know if Sean's going to knock him out. If he does,
O'Malley
really
likes facing guys. O'Malley loves facing guys who don't get knocked out. Like he just like who did he fight? It was
that was some dude that just got his chance, man. I don't remember.
Yeah,
his name.
with the green hair.
Fight of the night.
That guy got his brain beat in.
Yeah, and he stayed
and
fight of the night and caught his bag. I mean, you get 75,000 for fight of the night. I'm pretty sure 75,000 bonus.
Ooh.
So, and I'm pretty sure that he accepted that fight on like short notice, and he was working a shift that day. It was something. It was weird. I don't remember, but yeah, he showed up for something crazy and put out. So all respect to whoever it was. I forget his name, but.
Yeah, he went from like 8,000 Twitter followers to like 125 in like a day.
This is another fight where Sean he's finally fighting a top 10 contender. A bunch of people have just said that Sean doesn't fight anybody, and here's a great matchup for him. Like I said, Munoz is hard to knock out, but if Sean does it, that's gonna be really eye opening.
All right, let's move on to the Robbie Lawler. Malachi's one of his locks of the night.
Oh yeah.
This is a straight 50-50 fight, man. I didn't do much research on this because I didn't want to touch this fight, kind of like the Cowboy fight. I don't have too much to say about it. My prediction is Lawler, but against Barbarian, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's a toss up, man. I think Lawler's gonna win.
All right, I like my odds. Let's go.
Sean Strickland versus Alex Perrier.
This is my prediction for fight of the night. This is gonna be a straight brawl. The winner of this fight, it's pretty inevitable that they're gonna run into Adesanya. With Adesanya winning, obviously, tonight. But the winner of this fight is gonna get a shot at the title. Strickland has the experience. He's 25-3. Alex Pereira only has 6-7 fights under his belt. And he has a huge hype train behind him. Strickland 25-3 with the experience. Yeah, 25-3 definitely has the experience edge. I don't want to touch this fight. If they stay on their feet, Alex Pereira is going to win this. And if it gets to the mat, grappling comes into play, I think Sean Strickland is going to win. And he has the experience. This is going to be a great fight. I have one parlay where I picked Alex Pereira. I'm not confident in it at all.
Both are minus 110.
This is going to be a beautiful fight, man. It's going to be great. This card is so loaded, dude. I've been pumped for this card for so long.
And now the is that co-main event?
Max Holloway's the co-main event. It should be the main event. I have no idea how it's not the main event. Dude, any of these fights would be the main event on like any other card. It's pretty incredible.
So Hollow Hands, Max Holloway. What are we thinking?
Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. I want Max Holloway to win really, really bad. I thought he won the second fight, and I still to this day, if you watch the highlights, I still think he won the fight. Volk got the edge because I think he had the title. This time, I think if it goes the distance, I think they give it to Holloway this time because with the UFC, if he wins and it goes all throughout all 5 rounds, if he wins, there's going to be a 4th and then potentially a 5th. Like they're going to fight again. If Volkanovski wins, he's arguably the greatest fighter at 145 of all time. And it's a legacy fight for both of them, man. If Holloway goes 0 for 3, Holloway goes 0 for 3 against Volk, I just don't see that happening. And I'd like to say the fighter coming off of a loss, let alone twice, I think he has the advantage here because he can see what to shift up, like what to shake up, what to throw at Volkanovski. What does Volk think that he's going to come out with? There's a 5-inch height difference, and it's towards Max Holloway. Like I said, I thought he got screwed over in the second fight. It's very tough to lose all 3 times, and I think Max Holloway is the better striker. It's going the distance. I think it's going to go through all 5 rounds, and I think Holloway wins by decision, and Volk's time is up. New champion.
Okay, you heard it here first. Goes all the way, and by decision, Hollow hands are on for athletes. Now let's move to, like you said, not as hype of a fight, but the main event nonetheless. Adesanya, I mean, probably one of the best guys in the UFC right now. I mean, pretty.
Adesanya is probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the MMA.
Yeah.
There's not too much I had to say in this fight. I just hope that Adesanya isn't looking forward to the next fight if he's overlooking his opponent. Because Cannonier can catch you slipping. If anybody can do it, Cannonier can absolutely catch you slipping and knock you out with one hit. Adesanya's craft, though, is so beautiful. The way he switches up his feet, he can go from both sides. You can strike with both hands. He should absolutely work him. Adesanya's 6'4", Cannonier's 5'11". Cannonier's going to have to land a Hail Mary punch, or he would have had to have absolutely just trained his grappling technique so much in order for him to win this fight. It's just he's a heavy underdog for a reason.
Yeah,
I don't see an upset like this happening.
I think it's going to be a very fast fight, probably in the second round.
Adesanya, it's how it should be.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like we talked about, this is fight for fight one of the best UFC cards I've ever seen.
I'm so excited for Saturday.
And as someone who is such a casual UFC fan like myself, to see a card and I'm like, I know each fighter, like that's big. Because usually, like, I know like 2 of the fights, 3 of the fights. But like I looked at this and I was like, holy crap, like I somewhat know about these guys. So it's going to be a fun fight. I think it's going to be a lot of action. I think it's going to be some good fights, which is the
It also helps, dude. MMA is growing like crazy. The UFC is growing like it's absurd how fast it's grown, and it's really exciting. Because I mean, I would consider myself a casual too. Like I've been doing more and more research for fight cards like this. I haven't paid as much attention to the ones where there's not people that I know exactly, but it's a great sport to get into, especially at times like this where baseball is kind of the main thing on. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just cut out for a sec. Yeah, no, but I agree. Like what you said with, especially with just like this time of year, like just baseball, like no one is like, yo, let's all get together and watch Saturday Night Baseball. People do that for college football. People do like no one's throwing parties to go watch Saturday Night Baseball. People are going to get together to watch this. I think it's going to be a huge audience, and I'm excited for it. As a casual, I'm very excited to watch these fights.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
It's gonna be a great night.
Okay, that kind of I mean, while we were talking about other stuff, we haven't really gotten much update on NBA. I mean, Harden's meeting with the Sixers this weekend. We kind of saw that coming. Woj tweeted talking about how Brunson is meeting with the Knicks, but hasn't officially signed now. Don't know what that's about. Guess we'll see. I mean,
bro, one update I got from the Heat, bro. I really hope this is a joke, but to show his continued importance and value to the franchise, the Miami Heat sent a delegation of employees to make a free agency pitch to Udonis Haslem promptly at 6 p.m. tonight with the hopes of learning him back for year 20. That man is taking up a roster spot. Like, why can't he just be a coach?
Yeah, he is.
He's got to put the uni on. That's why he does it. Does he even get dressed half the time?
Yes, he does get dressed. He's the most hype man out there just to not play. I mean,
he's just a coach in uniform.
Reminds me of my time in KA.
Like, I don't know.
He's like a third base coach in baseball.
Yeah, like once you put a uniform on, you still want to be a coach. But like taking up a roster spot is just crazy at this point.
It's kind of like me on the KA intramural team. I just keep beating people to the link. And then I'm taking up a roster spot, and I just refuse to go in. Okay. Anything else? I think we kind of like covered what we were planning on doing today.
I think that wraps it up for episode 9.
Yeah, Malachi, thanks for coming and stepping in for Hayden. I'm sure you'll be back on the show at some
Intern
point.
Malachi. Yeah, Hayden's in timeout.
Yeah. Hayden's in timeout / drinking on a boat, like that time.
All right. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, everyone.
See you
250
boys.
followers. 250 followers on Twitter. Next giveaway. Shout out everyone.
Next giveaway.
Thanks.
Get it.
See you guys. Episode 10.